Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Are you ready for a story that's going to give you goosebumps and maybe bring a few tears? Today we're going to discuss a moment that's gone absolutely viral on social media, a moment that made headlines in fashion publications worldwide, and a moment that literally touched the hearts of millions. We're going to deep dive into what actually happened when BTS's Jimin attended the Dior Spring-Summer 2026 show at Paris Fashion Week on October 1st, 2025. But this isn't just about an ordinary celebrity showing up at a fashion show, guys. This is about emotional connection, a moment of recognition, and the reaction from the Dior design team that made everyone cry. So grab your tissues, get comfortable, and let's uncover this beautiful story together. Oh, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our exciting content. Okay guys, before we get to the emotional moment, you need to understand the context of this event. Paris Fashion Week isn't just any fashion event. This is the event where the most prestigious fashion houses in the world showcase their latest collections. This is where celebrities from all corners of the globe gather, and where fashion history is literally made every season. But this Dior Spring-Summer 2026 women's show was different, guys. Yes, all the usual suspects were there. Hollywood A-listers, fashion elite, influential editors, and influential people from various industries. But there was one person whose presence literally changed the entire atmosphere of the event. And that person was Park Jimin. Imagine, guys, the magnificent venue in Paris, dramatic lighting, epic music, and the anticipation from everyone there. All eyes were on the front row because they knew something special was about to happen. And they weren't wrong. When Jimin arrived at the venue, guys, the energy shifted immediately. Cameras flashed nonstop, not just from official photographers, but from every person there who couldn't resist capturing his presence. And the outfit he wore, oh my god, guys. He appeared in a shirtless blazer look that wasn't just an ordinary fashion statement. This was art. The way that structured Dior blazer hung perfectly on his body, with literally nothing underneath except natural confidence and charisma. This is a level of fashion bravery that not everyone can pull off. His platinum blonde hair caught the Parisian light in an almost ethereal way. Guys, if you see the photos, it's like he was literally glowing. And his entire presence commanded attention without him even trying. That's the power of Jimin, guys. But here's the most interesting thing. Despite everyone literally losing their minds, Jimin remained humble and gracious. He smiled, waved to fans, and walked with confidence that wasn't arrogant. That's what makes him special. Now here's the part that most people don't know, guys. While all this drama and excitement was happening in the front row, something remarkable was taking place backstage. And this is the heart of our story today. The design team that had been working hard for months on this collection was informed about Jimin's arrival. Maria Grazia Chiuri, who is the creative director of Dior, personally made sure that Jimin got the best seat in the house. But guys, this wasn't just about protocol or typical celebrity treatment. There was something much deeper happening here. You know why? Because Jimin's relationship with Dior goes beyond typical brand ambassador duties. For those who've been following his journey with this fashion house, you surely know that there's a genuine appreciation for the artistry, craftsmanship, and vision that Dior represents. Jimin doesn't just wear Dior, guys, he embodies it. He understands the language of fashion in a way that deeply resonates with the creative minds behind the brand. And this understanding hasn't gone unnoticed at all. Okay guys, this is the part that literally gave me goosebumps when I first heard the story. As the show was about to begin, members of the design team gathered near the backstage area where they could catch glimpses of the front row. This is common practice. Guys, designers and their teams always want to see the reactions of important guests as models walk down the runway. But when they spotted Jimin, something unexpected happened. One senior designer who had been working at the Dior house for over 2 decades was seen wiping away tears. Her colleagues were initially concerned, but she quickly explained through her emotions that she was simply overwhelmed by the significance of this moment. Guys, let that sink in. A senior designer with decades of experience, who had seen countless celebrities and important people, she was moved to tears just by seeing Jimin sitting there. She later shared with close members of the team, and this info eventually spread through fashion circles, that seeing Jimin sitting there with such genuine excitement and respect for their work reminded her why she fell in love with fashion in the first place. In an industry that can sometimes feel superficial and transactional, Jimin's authentic appreciation for this art form stood out like a beacon of light. He wasn't there just to be seen or for a photo op. He was there because he genuinely cared about what Dior was presenting. Throughout the show, guys, observers noted something really special. While some celebrities might be checking their phones or looking distracted, we've all seen that happen, right? Jimin's eyes were fixed on every single look that came down the runway. Fashion insiders sitting near him commented that they could see him studying the details, the fabrics, the construction, the styling, occasionally nodding in appreciation or leaning forward slightly when a particularly stunning piece appeared. This wasn't performative, guys. This was genuine interest and respect. There was one moment that was particularly touching. When a beautiful evening gown appeared on the runway, featuring intricate embroidery that had taken hundreds of hours to complete, Jimin's reaction was captured by nearby cameras. His eyes widened slightly, and a soft smile played on his lips. It was a pure moment of appreciation for artistry. And that moment, it was being watched by the design team on monitors backstage. Another designer was reportedly moved to tears seeing his reaction, knowing that their painstaking work was being truly seen and valued by someone who understood its significance. Can you imagine, guys? You work hundreds of hours on one piece, pouring your heart and soul into it, and then you see someone genuinely appreciating it. That's powerful. But guys, the most touching moment came after the show ended. As is tradition at major fashion shows, the creative director takes a bow and often greets important guests who attended. When Maria Grazia Chiuri made her rounds to the front row, her interaction with Jimin was notably warm and extended. While we can't know exactly what was said because their conversation was private, body language experts who analyzed the footage noted that there was genuine emotion on both sides. Jimin appeared to be expressing his admiration for the collection with such sincerity, and Maria Grazia, she seemed deeply moved by his words. Guys, this wasn't acting or fake courtesy. This was real emotion between two artists who respect each other's craft. Sources close to the Dior team later revealed, and this was confirmed by multiple fashion insiders, that Maria Grazia specifically mentioned to her colleagues that Jimin's presence at the show felt different from typical celebrity attendees. She appreciated that he approached fashion with the same seriousness and artistic respect that she pours into her designs. In an industry where celebrity endorsements can sometimes feel hollow, finding someone who genuinely connects with a creative vision is rare and precious. What made the situation even more touching, guys, was the context surrounding Jimin's appearance at this event. He had recently completed his mandatory military service in June 2025, and this was one of his first major public appearances in the fashion world since his return. The fact that he chose to attend the Dior show, despite surely having numerous offers and opportunities, spoke volumes about his commitment to the brand and his genuine love for their work. For Jimin personally, this moment also represented a full-circle journey. Years ago, when BTS was just beginning to gain international recognition, attending major fashion weeks seemed like a distant dream. Now, not only was he attending, but he was being celebrated as one of the most influential fashion icons in the world. His journey from young performer to a global style icon recognized by the highest echelons of fashion is nothing short of remarkable. And the fact that he handles this evolution with such grace and humility makes it all the more impressive. The design team at Dior recognized all of this, guys. They saw not just a celebrity or a brand ambassador, but a kindred spirit who understood and valued their art. In creative industries, having your work truly appreciated by someone who gets it on a deep level is one of the most rewarding feelings possible. It validates the countless hours, the struggles, the creative risks, and the passion poured into every piece. When Jimin sat in that front row, fully present and genuinely moved by what he was seeing, he gave the designers the greatest gift possible, recognition that their art matters. The fashion community's response to this entire situation was overwhelmingly positive. Fashion editors wrote pieces about the importance of authentic relationships between brands and their ambassadors. Style commentators praised both Jimin and Dior for maintaining a partnership that feels genuine rather than transactional. and fans around the world were moved by the mutual respect and admiration on display. This story also highlights something important about Jimin's character, guys. Despite his global fame and the demands on his time, he showed up fully present and engaged. He didn't phone it in or treat it as just another obligation. He honored the invitation by giving the event and the designers his complete attention and genuine appreciation. In a world where authenticity can be rare, especially in celebrity culture, this kind of behavior stands out and touches hearts. The tears from the Dior designers. Guys, they weren't tears of sadness. They were tears of joy, validation, and gratitude. They were tears that come when an artist sees their work truly appreciated by someone who matters. They were tears that represent the beautiful intersection of fashion, music, and genuine human connection. And they remind us all that beneath the glamour and the headlines, there are real people pouring their hearts into their crafts, hoping to create something meaningful that resonates with others. This is what makes fashion, and art in general, so powerful. It's not just about the clothes or the brands. It's about the connection, the emotion, the shared appreciation of beauty and craftsmanship. So guys, as we reflect on this moment, it serves as a beautiful reminder of the power of genuine appreciation and respect. In an industry often criticized for being superficial, this interaction between Jimin and the Dior design team showed that deep, meaningful connections are still possible. It showed that when art meets art, when creativity recognizes creativity, and when respect flows both ways, something magical happens. So the next time you see Jimin in a Dior outfit or attending one of their events, remember that there's likely a deeper story behind it. Remember the designers who were moved to tears by his presence and appreciation. Remember that fashion, at its best, is about more than just clothes. It's about artistry, expression, connection, and the beautiful moments when all of these elements come together perfectly. That's exactly what happened at the Dior Spring/Summer 2026 show, and that's why this moment will be remembered as one of the most touching in recent fashion history. Guys, what do you think about this story? Have you ever been moved by someone's genuine appreciation of your work? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss our content. Share this video with fellow ARMY or fashion enthusiasts who might appreciate this beautiful story. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Stay inspired, stay authentic, and always appreciate the art around you. Annyeong!